Hey everyone, we're back. So this paste is dry. As you can see, it's not completely an opaque white. It like shines some of the color through, which is kind of interesting. And I just have a palette here with some of my colors. And I had to mix because I didn't have any of those colors in paint, but you know, you do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna just start adding some color here. And I might have to mix some up as I go because I did use a lot of that on this piece here. Okay, and so we just got to include this color scheme here somehow. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly mist the page with some water. It just allows the paint to move and flow a little bit more. And because we have that gesso on there, we don't have to worry so much about the, the moisture pulling up the paper or whatever. And I don't know, I don't have any rhyme or reason. I'm just adding color at this point. Just because I like color. And I don't mind if it overlaps so much what I've got going here. In fact, I kind of want it to do that. Adds more dimension, I guess you can say. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have added more texture paste, but you know, we're going to do with what we got. Okay. So some of that yellow color. I'm trying to rinse off my brush here because I don't want the blue and the yellow. I'll get green. I'm just mixing some white with some yellow till we get that like really light buttery yellow that's in our color palette. Probably got too much yellow there, but well, whatever. Okay, a little bit more white. Okay. And it's kind of an interesting color scheme that some of the colors have quite a bit of white in them. It's very interesting. And this yellow color tends to blend with everything else. Sorry, I just knocked the camera. Unfortunately, might just add a little bit more of a bold yellow in there. Okay, and as you can see, it's very wet. All right, I'm gonna have to mix some more of this coral color that I got going on here. Okay. And like I said, no rhyme or reason, I'm just adding color. And I don't mind mixing it up a little bit so some of the coral color is a little bit more potent as it sits on there. Some of it's more muted. I don't mind that so much. And I really like making marks. Just, you know, random spots of marks. This isn't the same color. It might, you know, pop out here. They call this an art mark making, especially if you're doing a lot of layers. It's just fun. And you'll see the marks kind of show up in your art. Unfortunately, it's quite wet, so it's bleeding out here. So we got some interesting marking up here. All right. I have to mix some more of this blue color. And I don't mind doing like just swishes and brush strokes and all sorts of stuff. Unfortunately, my Stay Wet palette at the moment is a little too wet. You can kind of overlap. You can hit it with a heat tool every now and then if you like. I'm going to go ahead and there's another one of those swishy bits. Kind of makes me think of, with this color scheme, it makes me think of seaweed. There we go. And is that going to stay there or is it going to get covered up? I'm not quite sure yet. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with my heat tool. Okay. I have this dark color as well. Which I really think probably needs some more blue in it. Okay. One thing I really like to do in the journals is drips. So I just water down my acrylic. You can use ink, whatever. Kind of lean it one way. Bring some more color in there. All right. And what other color do I need to get more in there? This purple, purpley pink plum color. And I have some color mixed on my palette, but apparently it's not mixed that well. Do some splatters. It's not the best brush for splatters, but you know, whatever. And now we can kind of see that we lost so much of that harsh whiteness. And you guys, I really have no clue what I'm doing at this point. None whatsoever. So if you feel a little lost, I have no rhyme or reason at this point. I'm just kind of putting color on the page. That's all I'm doing. And I'm not even 100% sure the colors are that good of a match because I'm having to mix more color. But I got my my palette here on my tablet. Color palette, color scheme, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So I'm going to come in with this color. And a purple. Okay. And I just want to make some bolder sort of marks. And I think I'm going to bring some of that purplish color up here. And you guys can do whatever you like. I'm kind of making sort of flower petal shapes, if you will, along that. And then it kind of bleeds into this color. really wish I had like inks or something in these colors. It'd be easier than messing with the acrylic paint. And it's, you know, you don't want to make it too watery because it loses its connection with the pigment and the binder. So you don't want to make it too fluid, but I kind of want it to drip. It's not going to drip. So it has a mind of its own. Okay. So I'm really, really loving the color combination that's going on. We still got some of the paper popping through here and there. Does it look like a hot mess? Yeah, kind of. But the point is we're having fun. We're playing with color. We're allowing ourselves a moment to just sit here and play. And the thing about art journaling is there are no rules. You do whatever, you know, your heart desires, whatever you feel, you know, like is a good idea. And nobody has to see your art journal. Mine's really a lot of experimentation, just playing, because you allow yourself to play and experiment. You learn new ways of doing things that you can, you know, do in your future art projects or whatever. And so we don't need perfection here. In fact, I'm going to insist that nobody be too perfect because perfection is really just an overrated thing. It's a myth. It doesn't really exist. It doesn't exist in nature. You don't go out in the woods and, you know, sit there and tell the tree it's growing too crooked or cut it down because it's growing crooked. You just sit there and admire the uniqueness of that tree. And so we're admiring the uniqueness of our artwork today, even if it isn't exactly how we would want it to be or exactly how we want it to appear to others, whatever. We're just playing and we're learning a new thing, right? Learning to let go. We're learning to art journal. We're learning to do some art therapy. None of those words we put down under are even a thing at this point. They don't exist anymore. Gotta make some more color here. So, these are just random little marks you can make with your brush. And I don't know, I still don't know quite where I'm going with this or what's gonna come out of it at this point. I'm gonna make some more of this. Oh. I gotta really remember when I'm making yellow not to mix other colors into yellow. I don't know what it is about yellow, but it only mixes really well with certain colors. Otherwise you get kind of this like muddy, mucky mess that isn't like a true yellow. And you mess it up. You mar it. But, you know, again, letting go. Okay, so this nice buttery yellow. And the page is still quite wet in spots, and I don't mind just giving it spots. It's really having this like under the sea feel to it. And I really like mark making, as you guys can tell. That gives it a unique sort of look to it. And then you can dab it like in that darker yellow and they come in with some of that darker yellow. The true yellow. It's not all whited. Whited, is that a word? It isn't mixed with white. All right, I'm liking that. I'm seeing there's a need for something here and maybe up here. Maybe up here. What color don't I have up there? Maybe some of that yellow in the corner. And the thing about art journaling is most of the time I don't have a plan. You can have a plan. Like I pulled out some words, some quote words. I printed out some printables that I had paid for a while ago that I thought, you know, the colors just really went with it. And, you know, so I'll have a focal point of some kind. Okay. And I'm just trying to blend some more of that yellow because I see yellow here and I see yellow here. Just trying to move it in here a little bit. There we go. And I want to mix more of this coral pink color. And some of this is more bold than I originally started with, but that's okay too. It doesn't have to be an exact match to the colors. And like if 5 colors, you know, are too overwhelming for you, pick 3 colors out of the color scheme. You don't have to do everything. And I'm going to put some more of that potent orange in there. Just sort of thing it in there. Okay. I'm thinking this teal blue that I put in here is probably not even in this color scheme, but it's the color that I had just randomly mixed because I did mix some of the color, but not all of it. Kind of ran out of colors here. So for this turquoisey color, I just mixed phthalo blue and phthalo green. Phthalo blue green shade and phthalo green blue shade, and you mix them together and it makes up this lovely turquoise. I'm going to go ahead and come in here with some more of that swoosh because I really like that. That's fun. Kind of plays off the, you know, the sea sort of feel. The image in our scheme, or yeah, color scheme, it's just this tropical sort of image, and these colors just make me think tropical, ocean, Little Mermaid kind of vibes. And again, these don't have to be perfect, don't have to flow perfectly or anything. You just sort of have to do whatever. If you guys want perfection in your art journal, go for it. But I don't strive for perfection. I just strive to play. Just to, you know, have fun. Do some art. And not worry so much about the outcome, what other people will think. And it's hard. It's hard to just let go of, you know, what somebody's going to think of my art journal page. Who am I to make a challenge in this group on art journals when, you know, I have a little experience, but I haven't art journaled a lot lately. I really haven't given it that much of my time lately. So I thought it was a good excuse to do more art journaling myself. Okay. So it's looking wild. It's looking a little crazy. But I'm really liking it. It's fun. It's collage. Is it a mess? Yes. Is it exactly how I'd hope this to turn out? No. But the point is to have fun. The point is to let go. The point is to not worry about being perfect. And so I have this like dragonfly die cut out. I'm probably going to glue this in there. I have some printables that just have like quotes. And then I had some of these lovely printables that I haven't used yet that I bought a while ago. But the colors are just like the colors in here. There's some of that coral color, the blue and the pink. You know, they're very cool. And this is just printed on regular paper like this octopus. Very cool. It would look good in here, I think. So I'll probably put the octopus in there and maybe our mermaid, since we have a mermaid. I was really liking this one right here, though, to be honest. So I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to think about it.